It's your boy Angelo Savage, man. I don't know what's going on with this world right now. For some reason, the women want to be men, and the men don't mind being women. Hey, maybe it's the testosterone change. Maybe it's some in the air. Maybe it's what we drinking. Maybe it's the water. Maybe it's some in the water, man. But technically, right now, we got CNN. We got a video right here explaining basically the rise of the stay-at-home dad. Yes, the dads, as women climb the corporate ladder, dads want to stay home and raise the kids, right? Let's see what's going on in this situation, man. We're going to play this video from ABC, not CNN, ABC.
Refer to him as the CEO of Team Tavis. You look after our finances, operations, logistics.
And who makes dinner?
Both of us. I wouldn't.
And then who does the dishes?
There's no ratio there. That's 100% me. Yeah.
Come on, he lying. He do the dishes. He do all the girl work. Come on now. She just come home. Damn, I'm tired of some motherfucker. Come on, I already know from the jump what's going on. It's about to be some line in this video, man. Somebody about to be lying.
Stephen and Janelle Tavis don't run a typical household.
We don't need to make any changes to it.
While Janelle leads her team as chief commercial officer of baby stroller brand Bugaboo,
This toe
CCO?
color, everyone's responding really well to it, I think because it's gender neutral.
Stephen is at home, working just as hard. As more women reach the highest rungs of the corporate ladder, increasingly by their side, husbands like Stephen, taking a step back from their own careers.
Man. Somebody tell this nigga put an apron on, man. And put a dress on while he at it. Fuck is he talking about?
Care for their families.
You have a graduate degree. You were in supply chain management. You had a career. What was the hardest part of stepping away from your career?
Just the unknown. You don't really know what it's going to be like. Figuring out a routine, balancing the housework with childcare. So it was a good challenge.
In what ways has this choice helped your career?
I think that I'm fully focused when I'm at work because I know that my family's sorted.
The Tavis family is part of a growing trend in the U.S. A recent study found that nearly 1 in 5 stay-at-home parents is the dad.
We see a lot of trad wives on TikTok, and we see this throwback to the stay-at-home mom perfection, and we're seeing more stay-at-home dads as well. What makes me happy is that more people are having choice.
Some have dubbed these kinds of dads house husbands.
You push back against
House
terms like
husbands.
Mr. Mom or house husband.
Because it's disparaging. It sort of minimizes what you're doing.
In pop culture, stay-at-home dads are often portrayed as bumbling, fumbling figures.
Right.
Where's Bobby keep the extra diapers?
From Michael Keaton ironing a grilled cheese sandwich in Mr. Mom,
How'd it go in there?
I missed.
What does that mean?
I missed.
to Eddie Murphy, babysitting toddlers in daddy daycare. But now famous men from David
Good
Beckham
movie.
to Doug Emhoff are gladly stepping away from their careers to support their families in other ways.
To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much.
Maroon 5's
Kamala Harris is not a great example of this. Her kid's not even hers. It's really Doug's kids. So if he want to stay home and take care of his own kids while his wife worked, then hey, I guess. But that's not a good example.
Adam Levine speaking on the Ellen DeGeneres show after quitting The Voice in 2019.
You know, just to be able to kind of stop in this moment to spend time with my new young family and just have the greatest time ever. Now I'm just like a stay-at-home dad.
Even younger stars like Tom Holland telling Men's Health magazine earlier this year, when I have kids, you will not see me in movies anymore.
When you're out with friends and
Oh, God. Look, actors, singers, vice presidents, CCOs. Yeah, that's the only 20%. Yeah, that's the only 1 out of 5. That's the only ones that's able to stay at home in this economy, bro. Look, this not even realistic for real. Facts. Can I just pause before this start anymore? This not even realistic for real. Like, okay, the only way this works is that the woman is making like double the money. She has to be up there. She has CEO, all that. Bro, she got to be up there for real. First off. And she don't want to give up that position because she probably worked so hard to get that. So that makes more sense. But if your girl, the typical American, maybe a nurse, you know what I'm saying? she can't afford for you to stay at home, bro. Even if you saving health, like childcare.
With
Y'all gonna be struggling.
alpha males who are, hard-charging career people.
Yeah.
Do you feel judged?
I don't, honestly.
You should.
I've come to own it from the very beginning. Sometimes I have hesitations on how to explain what do I do all day, because some people might have a perception that I'm just folding towels all day.
Now he's out and about picking up their 7-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son from school, teaching them to ride bikes.
Yeah!
And helping with homework.
Guys van de leed gehoord?
All in Steven's native language, Dutch.
Ja, dat is hier op dit plaatje.
Dutch.
He has a special
He's a
connection
Dutchman, huh?
with our children, and I'm grateful for that. While his contribution to our family is not in the financial sense, it's really in his presence, his stability, the joy that they feel.
The Tavises say they've had no regrets since making the decision 4 years ago. They say they realize their family is lucky to be able to afford to live on just one income.
Have you felt the need to cut corners financially because you don't have 2 income streams?
When we ran the numbers, we also saved money by not having childcare, right? Like I was the childcare, so we didn't have to make huge sacrifices in terms of like lifestyle. But again, we were never really very leading a flaunting lifestyle, I think. So.
For you, what was the hardest?
Let me pause that real quick. I want to explain that I don't think childcare will kind of be the same as he working also in tech. He probably gonna be making $70,000, $80,000 in tech. Are you spending $70,000, $80,000 on 2 kids a day, like 5 days a week type shit? Because they blue collar, they probably have weekends off. So are you spending $70K a year? Like, of course they're not flaunting, don't have the money, but it would be nice that you at least take some. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I do like that he is having time. Like the roles are switched. So for some men, this would work because the roles are switched and he gets to have time with his kids, which most men don't. So some men might be jealous of that. You know what I'm saying? I get to actually raise my kids versus always working. You know what I'm saying? I get to actually teach them my native language. I can actually teach them how to ride a bike, teach them skills. Then when they go to work, I can go and do my own personal things. Now, what he's doing is kind of what the women would do, right? So when I see him at home washing the dishes, he washing walls and shit. Boy, the women don't even be on that for real. They might cook and clean, but he probably got a routine like, okay, cook, clean, take the kids to work, go work out, go do my personal shit. Like, that's kind of a decent little life. Like, it's really more stress-free. But do you want the result that comes behind that? I want to ask the important question, what's your sex life like? You hear what I'm saying? Because the roles are switched at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Of making this decision.
Honestly, that I felt like I was missing out a little bit.
A little bit, a lot
Janelle
of
says
it.
she works to maximize her time with her family, leaving the office by 4:30 each day and putting her phone away until 8.
Did you have a good day? Yeah.
That fully helps me be present mom, do what I need to do at work, guide my team, come back home, cherish the time with my family.
They say the
Oh, she a
decision
boss
has had a
babe.
positive impact on their kids.
What do you think you're modeling for both your daughter and for your son?
Probably to not focus too much on gender roles and more so like, hey, we are a team, right?
I don't think that they have even an association of these are mom jobs and these are dad jobs.
In fact, one study found that when fathers did more equitable housework at home, daughters in particular expressed a greater interest in working outside the home and having a less stereotypical occupation.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. This is our biggest Company of Dads meetup ever.
Paul Sullivan, a dad of 3 daughters, has
These niggas look rich. This some rich shit. You know what I'm saying? Dudes can't do this unless the woman is making double the amount, at least double the amount of money. So if he making 60,000 a year minimum, she at least making like 180, 160, 140 at least a year. You know what I'm saying? In order for this to even be okay. So, but then you can't be mad if she go in that motherfucker and say, what a dinner at? Slap you across the head. You know what I'm saying? Man, I said I want this. You know what I'm saying? When she start raising her voice and get angry with you, you can't even be mad because you switch spots with her. Like at this point, you're vulnerable as hell, bro. Like, I don't know. Yes, there's pros and there's cons. And the thing is, like, what she's saying about the child, the daughter want to go outside and, dude, look, this is bad president, bro. I don't like this, because at the end of the day, we're teaching boys to be girls and girls to be boys, because the jobs that it entitles for that woman to go to work, like for her to be a COO or a CFO or a CEO, she has to have masculine traits to lead people. She needs to fire people. She needs to tell people, no, you're gonna do this. When I tell you to do it, this is what it is. This is the plan. That comes with a certain point of masculinity and bosses. Some girls don't know how to separate that from work. They'll come home and do that same thing to their husband. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it might be okay for the guy to go there and raise the kids, because of course guys gonna raise the kids how they're supposed to. But the thing is, now, what about your son? Is your son knowing to go out there and be a man and actually buckle his head down and go? Because he's gonna be weak compared to the men out there that are actually working. Because this is just one situation where she is CEO. What happens when you bump into another dude as a CEO or CEO of a company, which is more likely to happen? Oh, well, my daughter wants to be in the field while my son wants to be at home cooking. He wants to be cleaning with aprons on and shit and scrubbing the floors. You know what I'm saying? It's just basically suppressing the testosterone of the boys immediately and suppressing the estrogen of the women, the girls immediately, giving them testosterone, making them feel empowered. Yes, cool, it's going to empower them at the end of the day, but it's not going to help society. Why? Because you're reversing the roles. Everything's not going to be the same. And then when they're in position, it's like not teaching your kid about racism as if it doesn't exist. And then they go in the real world and understand that it does exist. Teaching your son that, oh, you could be at home scrubbing the floors and stuff while your wife works, and then see that there's other men that don't do that. They actually go to work and work hard. When he has no choice but to be put in that position to work hard, he's going to flunk. He's going to fail. Same vice versa for the child, the girl. Once you teach the girl to go out there and be the boss babe, once she feels like, oh man, this is very stressful, I have to really be in control of every situation at every point, she's not going to disconnect that once she comes home. She's not going to be able to treat the man as with respect. Because a man in the position of a woman ain't the same as a woman's position of the man. So what I want to know about this conversation is, how often do you argue? Of course, finances isn't a problem, but how often? Once money is not a problem, then other things become a problem. Like, oh, why is this not done? I like it done this way. I like this particular, because now she's a boss babe at work. So she come home, she wants shit done how she wants, and anything outside of that, you're gonna be struck upon. You're gonna be badged on. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna batter you about it, right? It only makes sense. And this is a special situation too. I'm not gonna say this is like for every situation. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, these are rich people. These people with money. And you have to have money for this to happen. You see, a guy is more likely to make it happen off of $80 or $90 or $100,000 salary. You know what I'm saying? But he's never home. She at least can come home. She's probably doing a 9 to 4 or 8 to 4 and come home. Most people can't do that and make $140,000, $150,000. So this is, first off, let me just say this, unrealistic. And then it's bad to teach the gender the vice versa role because of the fact that their body is inclined to do this certain role. Not saying they can't do it, but it's not that their body is meant to do it. It's trained to do that. There's a reason why we have more muscle fibers in our body, because we can pick things up and move things around. That's what we're trained to do. Well, we're going to see all girls in construction and the dudes all being chefs, or all the dudes cleaning home with the strollers. That's okay, but bro, we can't take it completely away. Yes, certain people have those privileges, but I don't think they're realizing what they're doing. Because what happens when somebody busts in the house? Y'all sleeping, somebody busts in the house, buddy ass under the cover like, you hear me? Well, Shorty got to bust out with the Glock. Oh, nah, bro. Robbery in progress, bro. Breaking and entering. You in there with the cover with the kids, and she go bust out there like John Wick with the guns, bro. Nah, it's a dub, bro, for this.
Created a community for what he calls lead dads.
We define a lead dad as the go-to parent, whether he works full-time, part-time, or devote all of his time
to his family. We say, in many cases, he's there to support his wife or partner, whatever they're doing.
After quitting his job as a New York Times columnist, he founded the Company of Dads in 2022, a networking group for fathers, working or not, in similar situations.
There's a lot of stigmas surrounding stay-at-home dads.
There's power in numbers, right? And just being able to have people to like connect with.
More dads need to be aware and need to be comfortable with the idea of taking on a role of just being a dad.
When did you recognize the need for a company of dads?
When I went online and I saw like there are tons of resources for moms. All the resources for parents were really aimed at moms.
Did you ever try to join one of the other parenting groups or the ones that were primarily female?
I went to the University of Chicago for graduate school, pretty great school. I had a better shot of getting into the University of Chicago than I do to get into the Facebook moms group in my town.
Paul says he began prioritizing family over work around 2013, so his wife Laura could focus on building her own asset and wealth management firm.
There's this fear when you're a working mom that you're neglecting the kids.
Because there's a guilt. There's a built-in guilt. But at the end of the day, if you have a good partnership you can encourage your spouse to take on more of the second shift, I call it, then it actually works for a better marriage.
I think it's important to point out, too, that oftentimes equal partnership at home leads to better relationships, even better sex lives. Over time, when you're both contributing to the house, when you're both contributing to caregiving, neither one of you is going to feel bitter or resentful towards each other.
What's it like being the devoted?
Neither one of you are going to feel bitter. No, that's not true. Because the man's masculine innate ability is to provide, and look, he's not providing. He's the resource taker now, and she's the resource giver. He's going to feel out of place, and she's going to feel empty inside because she's chasing something that he allowed her to chase, which is okay. But she's not happy in that because she doesn't have to be in her natural feminine essence. And he's not in his masculine role. So it's shorty with the glasses, bro, you're just lying, bro. There's no way. And I know that ain't true for her ass either. And like I said, these are certain situations. This lady right here, she's a founding founder of a company. The other lady is a COO. Their other explanation was about a singer and an actor and Kamala Harris. Bro, look, these aren't even real situations for real. So ABC just spilling out lies right now, bro. This is honestly, and I just wanted to make a video on this because I wanted to break it down to y'all, and y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comment section. I just wanted to break this conversation down. It just seems unreal, and it is unreal. Look at this. Like, look at her face right there. She lying to herself, bro. She don't ever get to be in her masculine, bro, and her feminine at all, because she can't. Because if she stops working in her masculine, bro, the family goes broke. Yes. And then she feels the pain of the man. The man understands that that's his responsibility from birth. It's innate in him. He's the hunter-gatherer. She's supposed to be the berry picker. So now you're telling me that the guy has to be the berry picker, and she's the hunter-gatherer? Bro, no. You're decorating a sheep like a wolf, and then the wolf is in the fucking house with an apron on.
Wife, supporting your husband's lead parenting career. What makes you proud of him for doing that?
That he's doing something that is not normalized yet and trying to blaze a trail for...
And I bet all these guys, I'm gonna stop pausing it. I'm gonna bet all these guys are all husbands of all girls. Where are the sons at? There is no sons, they're all girls. Because that's the only way I want to empower my girls, I want to empower my daughters, I want to empower my wife. So I'm going to take the back seat while I empower all of them and put them in a position where I know that they won't be happy, but that's what they want. I think this is a game you have to play in the long game, right? You know what I mean? I seen a video before, the girl got all this money. She immediately, like not even immediately, down the road, she dumped her husband because she was making more money. Women are naturally hypergamous, bro. They're not going to want a man at the level below them. They need someone at their level or above. Regardless, this is not going to last, bro. It's not going to last. Hypergamy is real. Either at the same level or above monetarily, bro. And he doesn't bring, as the husband, the same amount. Now she gonna start thinking like the man, like, damn, if I leave, he gonna take half the rent. He gonna take half the money, half all the pension, half all my company. Now she gonna start thinking, right? Prenup. Now you're gonna see all the women talking about prenup. Because why? They build companies and now they're trying to protect their assets like men used to do. The roles are gonna switch, bro. And it's gonna be horrible.
Especially my girls, as women, it's hard. I work in an industry that is really hard for women to be in. So I celebrate that.
Back in New York City, Stephen Tavis says his role as a stay-at-home father has helped him reconnect with himself.
Okay.
During my son's nap times, I would spend time on a children's book that I wrote and illustrated with my wife. The story is about a dog who is comparing himself to others. The same way as I never made my job my identity, I didn't want me being a dad just being my full identity.
Right.
Do you see yourself returning to a more traditional career down the road?
Never say never, but right now I'm just kind of living in the present, how cliche that may sound, and really enjoying this.
The children sense that. He's so proud of what he does. He's so happy. We've made this work.
And I just want to say this like this, man. See, the man, what he might do stuff that women might not do. They want to chill on their free time. He working, even on his free time while the kids are sleeping. He ain't sleeping, taking no nap too. He ain't watching, binge watching. He ain't never seen say binge watching on Netflix, watching his favorite TV channel, chilling. He's still a man at the end of the day. He wants to keep working. So he's working on the outside goal while his kids are sleeping. Something that I never hear women do when their kids are sleeping. They might get more deeds done. So he's working because he knows that's what his body wants to do. So all I'm saying in this conversation, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Is it going to be good if we allow your woman to take control? Plus, I want you to put an aspect that, I also want you to put an aspect that this has to happen with somebody that actually makes double the amount of money for real. You can't allow someone not to work when that person don't at least make $100,000+ a year. At least take home 80, but that's real tight. She's a COO. The other girl's a founder of a company. You get what I'm saying? So this is just unrealistic, first off, because that's like, what, 12% of the population makes over 100? 15% of the population make over 100,000. She's probably making 140. The COO, making double possibly. Just saying. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. I don't think this personally is realistic to me. First off, for the American society at the moment. But at the end of the day, these are from men that are allowing their women to take control of not only the relationship, they want to empower their daughters. These are men that have daughters and they want their daughters to be in high positions, which I believe personally, it's not going to feed them a good purpose because that's not what their innate feminine is telling them to do. Their feminine is telling them to be submissive and do as the man wants them to do, cook and clean and nurture. Because what's happening in this situation is that she's not able to nurture her kids at all. She only sees them for about 4 hours before. She said from 4 to 8 is when she don't use her phone. So that's her family time. After that, she's back on go. Or she's going back to sleep so she can start over again. So she no longer sees her kid like she sees it. She's going to create resentment against him. Come on, let's predict the future. She's going to create resentment against him. She's going to know that she's higher value than him because she's making more money than him. She doesn't no longer need him. She's going to fall back into her feminine naturally, bro. She's going to understand that he's going to say, he's a yes man. He's going to say everything, yes, mate. Yes, babe. We're married. You can have anything you want. You know what I'm saying? Some women want to have that leniency, to have the freedom of just choice. Oh man, I ain't have to make no choices today. I'm free. No, she's gonna have to work now. Now all the stress of financial, that means mortgage, bills, all on her. He manages it, but it's all on her to get it done. Then on top of that, I'm raising the kids that you birthed. You don't get no time with them. I'm raising them. That's cool. That's the plan. I got to make the money, but that's not what you want. Men are the people that want money. We are the creators and the builders. That's why he's working, even though the kids are sleeping. This is because he knows that's in his body. That's just what he wants, or he's making books. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section about this, and don't forget to like for the algorithm. Don't forget to ring that bell for the notification, and please don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Let's go. Peace.